Alright, so this is an update on the 2023 Verne Manila rootstocks. So I did quite a bit of few experimentation this year with grafting seedlings onto the rootstocks. This is an M4 seedling grafted onto the rootstock. We'll see. I mean, I don't think this grass is going to make it. Like this one, for example, has been this size forever. It's not developing a true leaf. This one seems to be, we'll see. I mean, a lot of the rootstock is beginning to push branching on it. I think I'm gonna just let it do that, and if these grafts fail, it fail, because I'm already in the middle of July. So ideally, I would like to regraft again, but if I regraft again and it fails again, it's gonna really set back this tree. I really needed to kind of send some vegetation and push before we get into our cooler months. I mean, by the end of July, you know, if I don't get anything, it's like I don't want to regraft it. So I wanted to kind of, at least the rootstock get strong, and then whatever pushes, I'll consider grafting that next year. But unfortunately, this one did not do too well. And I have a few that did really well, a few that didn't, and this one didn't. This is an M4 graft. Doesn't, I don't know, I'm not sure how it's going to do, but the rootstock's beginning to push out vegetation, and I'm going to just let that take over. Not looking to regraft. I'll attempt another graft of this next year. If my experience with kind of attempting too many grafts is sometimes if I graft again and it fails, I'm going to be really stunning the tree quite a bit. I don't really want to do that. So I'm going to just let the rootstock take over. And then I'll attempt some more grafts next year. So that's the first tree. Here's the next tree. And as you know, this one was the one that was kind of had the fungal issue. It's looking better. I think it's probably going to recover. So begin to branch. I mean, I don't need too many of these branches. Like I mentioned to you guys, I like more like a central leader. I don't need too many branches when I'm picking this off. Like this one has quite a few branching coming out of it that wants to do. Like, yeah, I don't need this. Pick that off. Pick that off. I just want one main branching on it. So see, I think that's about like 5 stems I picked off. Just leave it as that. So just kind of picked off about 5 of these stems that we're pushing. I'm just going to leave one to grow up straight. Okay. All right, on to the next tree. And this one is the one I had pretty good success with on this. So let's see. Let's look at this. This is 4 seedlings that was grafted on here. They were lemon zest seedlings, but selected for having a strong kind of Alfonso-like smell for the leaves. Well, one of them is a classic, the other 3 are Alfonso-like smells. So let's see. I grafted this one. I grafted this and this one. It's a really nice one right here. Look how much it pushed. That's about like that 8-inch push. Huge leaves too. So I grafted both of these June 10th. And this one, flush once. It looks like this one is about to send out another flush. And then the other 2 I grafted a little bit afterwards. So it was grafted June 24th. Let's see. I'm trying to get a good picture of it. Okay, this is grafted June 24th. It's looking really good. This one has Indian spice smell to it. This one also grafted June 24th. Try to get it focused. There you go. And this one has a classic kind of smell to the leaves. So very excited about this one and how successful the graft is on this. And you never know, maybe in a couple of years I'll be able to taste some mango varieties that no one else has tasted before. So 4 seedlings on here. I have one more branch here. Maybe I graft something late this summer with maybe a lemon zest seedling that smells like a lemon zest seedling, but isn't a clone. We'll see. Okay. Alright. Here's another failure. This was grafted with coconut cream. I could really tell when it was like kind of pushing. It just didn't look like a true push. You know, it was kind of more like energy from the scions. And again, it's this one's I'll take this as a loss. I'll take this as a loss, and I'm gonna just let the rootstock grow out for, you know, probably 2 or 3 strong branches, and I'm gonna graft that next year. Okay. All right. Let's check out the next ones. Just a little bit more, a little bit changes from the last time you guys seen. I have a lot of these potted trees around it, but this is the graft I made. I made 4 grafts on here. Made it on June 9th. So made on June 9th. This is coconut cream. This is coconut cream. And I'm really glad that this took, because this wasn't my best graft attempt, because when I grafted this, I only got one side to match. Same thing with here. It was a cleft graft, but only got one side to match. And the coconut cream seems to be doing good. It actually sent out more than 2 branches. There was probably like several branches, like at least another 2 or 3 on each one, but I just kind of picked it off because I didn't need that many branching on it. So I just left the most vertical branches on here. All the one that was pushed that was more horizontal, picked it off. So that's coconut cream. And this was sugarloaf, but it hasn't done anything. I don't think this graft is gonna make it, so let's see. It's still green, but it's been quite some time and there's been no vegetation on it, no vegetative flush. So all right, so that is the next one. I'm gonna keep on going. Let's see what else I got here. Oh, here's some grafts I made. Let's see. This is grafted with Banga Nepali, and this was grafted with Chancer. Hasn't pushed yet, but the graft is pretty, it was kind of recent, not June 24th, so we'll see what happens. It's still green. And then the other 3 branches I got on here, some pretty good branching on here. I might end up grafting some unique seedling sweet tarts on here, or M4. I'm not too sure yet. We'll have to see what happens. Okay, let's keep on going. Here's one that is a success with seedling graft. This was grafted with 4 tiny scions of sweet tart seedlings. Definitely sweet tart seedling clones. So this is not the pollinated seedlings. This is the clones. I was able to identify it. So it's looking good. Look at the leaves. Huge leaves. Very red leaves. And this right here is pushing too. So looking pretty great. So seedling grafts on a Verne Manila. We'll see what happens. The test is to see how long these take before they bloom. Worst case scenario is that it will still bloom. It will still bloom this winter. That's the worst case scenario. The best case scenario, maybe I'll get a year or 2 of just pure vegetative growth on a strong rootstock, and then it flowers. So seedlings of sweet tart, but definitely the seedling clones. All right. Okay, here's the next one. This one was kind of trunk chopped. I never intended to graft anything onto it this year. I'm just letting it branch. So trunk chopped to about knee high. It's a nice size trunk. You know, so knee high. It's branching quite a bit. So I'm not picking these off yet because I'll let it get a little bit bigger because I always have the fear of something breaking it off. So my plan is to have select three really strong ones, and then those three really strong branch will be scaffolds for grafting next year. So right now this is too many. I already removed quite a bit, but there's 5 on here. We need to remove another 2, and the 3 remaining one is going to be the next scaffold branching for this. So this was the one with a chop approach. Okay. On to the next tree. This one is the one I planted next to the ceiling that wasn't doing too well. And you can see it's pretty nice sized trunk, similar to the one I just showed you guys. But the ceiling that wasn't doing too well was this right here. It's just tiny, just really tiny. If you kind of compare the two, that right there versus that. Okay. So my plan was this one. I was just planting it next to it because I really didn't want to try to save that one that was struggling. I didn't really want to dig it out and try to pamper it, so I just planted another of the seedling of Verne Manillas right next to it. And this right here, I plan to do a Alfonso graft on here. So my vision of this is 3 different strains of Alfonso, which is your regular Alfonso, the Bennett Alfonso, which is what you see right here, and then hopefully the white Alfonso. So try to get different strains of Alfonso on this one tree. All right, everyone. Thanks for checking in. That's a update for this mid-month. Lots of stuff happening. So everything's growing pretty fast, pretty rapidly due to the nice warm weather we're having. All right, thanks everyone for tuning in.